Hi, everybody. It's Karen Anderson here with Aortic Hope, and this is our weekend review. And as always, I'm going to ask you to click that like button, click the little bell, subscribe, do it all so that you're notified when we go live. And we are very lucky to have a guest with us today, and it is Jenny Schaefer.
Hello.
I love having a co-host. Then I'm not just like talking to myself,
Be
even though I love
banter.
talking to myself too. So
We'll
I guess
have banter.
we will be able to banter. Exactly right. Weekend review. Why do we do this? So that individuals that don't have an opportunity to receive the awareness and the education, because maybe you're not on Facebook, maybe you're not in some other social media platforms, you have a chance here to review it all with us, to interact with us, to give us your opinion, your thoughts. Even if it's after and you're watching this in replay, you can put them in the comments section and we will be sure to respond. So we are going back over last week, which was the week of Thanksgiving. And let's take it away. Let's start off with Monday. Monday was our Movement for Movement Monday. And just going to reiterate to everybody that we started this campaign back in 2020 with no knowledge of COVID, but with the idea that we wanted people to feel comfortable moving. We wanted people to understand that while we recognize doing nothing is doing something, uh, we still have to get moving. You have to do what your doctor has given you as far as your restrictions. You have to do the activities that they are clearing you to do because moving is very important for your body and your mental health and well-being. And I know you know this, Jenny, having been a trainer before in your past life.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
I move 5 days a week. I get out to the gym and do something. Everybody has capabilities, and whatever your capabilities are, whatever you're allowed to do, and whatever you feel you can do. You don't have to go out there and start lifting weights and hoisting things around. Just nice walking.
right, walking
You
is
know.
like probably the most beneficial thing that we
Yeah.
can do,
Yeah.
period. That, and I would think doing any activity in a pool because you really can't hurt yourself when you're in the water.
Nope.
Right. So, this post, whatever you were doing, stop, we said, and just take a stretch, take a minute. We don't care if you decide to do your winter fall clean out and switch your closets over, if you are refolding your linen closet, if you're reorganizing your Tupperware drawer, whatever it is, just move. And in Precor, Bryden McGrath's article that was titled How to Stay Fit During Thanksgiving, which was important to think about, Bryden shares a few tips about how to stay fit. And some of these tips are, when it's Thanksgiving Day, try to prepare for the day with a morning walk or run. Now, some of you may hear it called a turkey trot. There was something else I heard it called recently, and it just left my mind. But have you ever done a turkey trot, Jenny?
No. Well, yes, I have. That's a lie.
Okay.
When I had my dog, I took her on a turkey trot one time. It was fun.
They are fun. I mean, they're early in the morning, but many communities have them. They benefit a variety of different types of nonprofits. Quite honestly, anybody could plan one. And if you wanted to have Aortic Hope as a recipient next year, that would be great. It doesn't take a lot to pull these off. People register, they receive a medal just for participating. You get your shirt for registering, and you walk at your own pace, or you run, or you jog, and you time yourself if you want. But it's a great thing to do to get you energized before you get home and you put the turkey in the oven, because they start very early in the day. And they're usually through neighborhoods and really easy breezy areas to be in. It's just that some days can be super cold. So for those of us in this community, you may want to think about that and look at the weather. If you're going to just get up any regular day, let alone on Thanksgiving for a turkey trot, and plan accordingly. If you need a scarf, whatever you might need, be hydrated, that kind of stuff. Stick with water as we're talking about hydration. Water, water, water. There's a lot of water going on in my house right now. A lot of recovery from medical stuff. Got to drink a lot of water. Take part in your annual backyard football game. Well, that's great, but I'm not sure a lot of us who have had surgery or have aneurysms are taking part in anything maybe other than flag football. So maybe we consider anything that's tackle.
You could be the referee.
Be the referee. You could be the cheerleader. That would
The
be nice.
what? I've done that before.
Right. Let's do powder puff. Did you ever do that in high school?
I did not,
Okay, I
but
did.
Yeah.
What was I think my position, I think I was called a tight end. I don't even know what that means. I just know that, it was just a bunch of girls running after each other in the field. And we were pretty much just watching the guys be the cheerleaders. So, that's high school stuff. All right, watch what you're eating, especially on Thanksgiving, especially on if you're celebrating Christmas, Hanukkah, whatever the time of year is. We tend to have a little bit more saltier meals around the holidays, a lot of savory, a lot of sweet afterwards. So consider that intake because it may contribute to a rise in blood pressure, but definitely enjoy your favorite foods and enjoy your favorite desserts. So you can read about these tips in greater detail, but this just helps you when it comes to moving your mind, moving your body. Again, whatever it is that your doctor's cleared you to do, it's okay to enjoy the holidays. Just get up. Even though, how many of us get right up after having that turkey? We're all in like this comatose food state, right? I know. Well, I actually wasn't this year because the turkey didn't turn out. We didn't eat turkey.
Oh,
We eat sides, but this is what happened. So I bought a turkey from a big chain store. I'm not going to say who, starts with this letter. And it was supposed to cook in the bag. Like you just pop it in the oven for like an hour. It was a turkey breast because it was just three of us. It was a small gathering this year. I popped it in the oven on 400. It was supposed to be in there for an hour. It ended up being in there for like an hour and a half, hour and 45. And the sweet potatoes were cooking and the green beans and the crescent rolls. I take everything out. I'm all excited. Everything just smells so yummy. I put the fork in the turkey breast and I knew the second it went in, like this sucker's, it's raw. It's not even, it's just, it didn't cook. There's something very, very off. So yeah, never had the turkey. Whipped out some ham that came off the bone from the deli counter for lunch meat. And I gave that to my husband. And I ate a plate of sides 2 days in a row. Hence, I'm very squishy. I'm retaining a lot of fluid right now. The
I was going
holiday
to
season.
say, holy moly.
Yeah. Yeah. It was like a scene out of Christmas Story when the dogs come and just like take that turkey out.
Yeah.
Man, I'm a turkey.
Well, what the heck happened? Do you know?
Well, the bag was open when I went to put it in the oven, and I thought maybe somebody dropped it while it's been in my fridge. And so I just wrapped it really tightly in tin foil, and I think it didn't cook because it needs to be, like in the vacuum sealed bag. So I jacked it up. That's all right. It happens. And then
That's
for Christmas, we go to Chinese food because we do Hanukkah. So that'll be a lot of, sodium there too. So it'll just be flushing my system with gallons of water for the next month.
a
A lot. What do you got going on? What'd you do for Thanksgiving?
What did I do?
Yeah.
I went to my sister's house and we had a bunch of people. Everybody's grown up. All the nieces and nephews are all off, and one's getting married, and one just bought a condo. And, hearing about everybody's life now is so different. People have things going on. They're school teachers, they're, this, that, and the other. And so it was nice. I see my family a lot because we all live right here. So it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I get to see, so and so who I haven't seen in, a century. But my nephew Kenny, who's probably my favorite person, my favorite nieces and nephews. I just love that kid. He moved away, so I don't see him as much. So it was fun to catch up with him anyway. So
Nice. That's
but
nice.
that's that. And we had lots of good food, and everybody kind of brought their stuff. And my older sister hosts it now because my 88-year-old father and his 80-something-year-old wife, we decided that they, will pass the baton to the next generation so they don't have to mess with it.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Good stuff. It was a weird Thanksgiving, but next year we'd go back into normal. Then I got my sister and her family, and my son will be with me, and it'll just be a big to-do. So this was my break year. My no turkey year. It's okay. It's okay. All right. Thankful Tuesday. This was last Tuesday. And we were talking about how we were going to be celebrating Thanksgiving 2 more days, but we wanted to get everybody's mindset in preparation for feeling thankful. And unfortunately, I don't think I set this up where the microphone is turned on. I'm thinking I didn't do that just now. I'm not too sure if this, oh, I can click this button. Look at that. I figured it out, everybody. But all of us at Aortic Hope, we're very thankful for everybody that's out here, for everybody that's in the community, whether they've been affected by aortic disease, whether they're just a great supporter or a community member or a caregiver or what have you. But we've been supported by everybody for 6 years now, and you've been participating in our events, you've been sharing your survivor stories, you've been supporting others in the community. So we wanted to remind you what hope looks like. And I'm going to show you that video now. And I hope that the sound works and I click the button right. So let's see. Let's see if it works. Let's see if I can find that play button. Where's my cursor? Here we go.
I love that.
Not nice. Well, thank you to everybody who participated this year. I actually forgot how many participants we had. It went so much longer. It's probably the most amount of participants we've had so far. And thank you to Josh for taking the time and putting this together for us. What I think I love about these videos is seeing not only how many of the survivors and their caregivers and extended family members, but all of the things that they're doing in their lives, whether they're traveling or there's been part of graduation or they're swimming, just all the different things that they're doing. It's a nice reminder that while our lives may look a little different, it doesn't mean that they're over, and it doesn't mean that they look worse. You know what I mean? I don't know.
I know what you mean.
Yeah. Gets me in my feels. That makes sense. Just get you right there. I love that video. So thank you again, everyone, for supporting us. It's that month of thankful stuff. And so here's our Thanksgiving post where we had said, Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. May all the good things of life be yours throughout the coming year. And we've talked about our Thanksgiving and what we've done. So that led us to Black Friday. Crazy. Jumped on that. Did some retail therapy damage both Friday and on Monday, which we'll get to talking about that. But if you take a look at what we were talking about in this post, you see here we have our Hope swag, our seatbelt covers, many different options of sayings and colors, but Friday was all about our swag. We wanted to remind everybody to grab some swag and start a conversation about aortic disease. And there was a link that you could click and it would take you to the order form. And that is also on our Hope Shop tab on our website. And our suggested donation is a minimum of $15 to $20 for domestic. And that would allow you to pick out your choice of the seatbelt cover. And so they come in either aortic dissection survivor saying, thoracic aortic aneurysm, abdominal aortic aneurysm, just your general medical alert, or Loeys-Dietz syndrome and Marfan syndrome. So those are the offerings that we have right now in either black, yellow, or red. And I got to tell you, these belt covers are phenomenal. They attach so easily with Velcro, and there's also a pocket on the inside for emergency information. So that's a really great way of notifying a first responder if you're in a car and you run into some kind of medical trouble. They're going to see that. So it can go on either, obviously on any belt strap that you have in the car, and they're easy to transfer if you need to, like if you're traveling and you're renting a car or something like that. Do you have any of your own yet, Jenny?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I do.
Yeah.
I got one right away, especially when I started driving. Well, it's nice because having the cover is also kind of a cushion in a way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I kept reading a lot of people use towels and pillows and things like that. And if it falls down, it can get in your way, those kind of things. At least
Right.
if you get something that can hook onto your seatbelt, that's what makes it really nice.
Exactly. And these are washable. So if you get anything on them, you just need to take your sponge, just a soapy sponge, and go over it. Takes whatever dirt might be on there, takes it right off. I mean, it's a brilliant idea. The woman who created these seatbelt help belts, as they're called, was because her child had a medical condition. And as an infant, it was very easy to use a safety pin and pin on the car seat what was wrong with the child. But as her child got older, it became harder to attach it to anywhere. The child would take it off, and this worked out a lot better. She just thought, well, you know what, if we're not in a car seat anymore and now we're actually in the seat, what can I do that someone will see? And that's how this concept was born. So we're very thankful that she works with our organization. As always, we keep our eye out to find items that we think will be helpful in the community. And this was one of them. And you also can click on the Hope Shop form and order one of the aortic disease awareness magnets. We just got our new shipment just came in. Looks like we're going to have an additional co-host join us. Maybe. I can't see who it could be.
Should be turning her camera on here shortly.
Hi, I've been lurking. I didn't know how to be part of it. Hello.
You are part of it, Karen. Nice to see you. You are on with Jenny and I live on YouTube. So exciting. we were actually
I'm
just
knitting, so
reviewing.
don't mind me.
Oh, no, that's okay. What are you making?
A sock.
Ooh, that's pretty.
So
That's
anyway,
really nice.
no, I've
Colorful.
been here for a while, so I've been following what you're saying.
Oh, good. Okay. So we've been talking about,
I've been here. Yep.
oh, you've been kind of
seatbelt
like tuning
covers.
in. Okay, very good. So this was Black Friday. We were talking about how everybody could get their seatbelt covers or get the awareness car magnet, which we just got a whole new shipment in because those just sold out pretty quickly. And also we still have a link right now. We've got more people. I love it. Joining us. Come join us. Who's joining us now? Who
It's
is
Chris. We haven't seen Chris in a minute.
it? Hey, this
Hey.
is so fun. Is Chris there?
Yes, ma'am.
Hey, nice to, well, I can't really see you because I only see people as they talk, they pop up in my corner, but I'm so glad to have you. I hope you, both of you guys had a wonderful Thanksgiving.
Yes, ma'am.
Good, good, good.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we've got Chris and Karen and Jenny, and we're wrapping up talking about Black Friday, where we were sharing information about how you could get your seatbelt cover or your awareness car magnet. And also, we're still offering a 10% off of anything you purchase right now in our Teespring shop. If you use the code THANKS, you'll get 10% off. And you should check out the new caregivers collection that we have as well. So I think we've got a picture of that. If I click here, yeah, there's that logo that the caregivers created, which I'm just personally extremely in love with. I think they did a phenomenal job. They came together as a team and really came up with the words that they feel represents the caregivers. And we love the logo. We love everything about it. So hopefully you guys will too. It makes a great gift for the holidays. There's still plenty of time to order and have things be shipped to your home. So before we go on to any other of the posts that are still remaining, Karen, you want to share with us anything about your Thanksgiving or anything about the posts we've talked about so far?
No, Thanksgiving was fine. I was sorry to hear about your turkey. I'm trying to think about how that could have happened, but anything can happen. I've had an oven that I thought was on and it wasn't.
Yeah.
You know, so all kinds of things. No, it was fine. We had a small gathering also, but everyone was healthy and nobody got sick afterwards. So
Wonderful.
thank you.
That's key. That is important. Chris, how are you doing, my friend? We haven't had you on here for a while.
Good. Just been busy with school.
How's that going?
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Very
So,
good.
Yeah. And then we moved. So I have to travel about 2 hours every single day for school at the moment. But
Yeah.
I'm getting transferred to a school, which is really nice because I live right off the river, the Ohio River, and less than 2 miles away from my house is an actual college.
Okay.
Same college that Woody Harrelson went to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's like their claim to fame. That's literally all they have. Woody Harrelson went here. That's it. But yeah, I mean it's a private school, so honestly I can get in my golf cart and literally drive up the road to go to school. So I'm pretty stoked about that.
Yeah, I would be too, because 2 hour drive doesn't seem like it's very fun.
It's not.
Yeah. All right. All right. We're moving on from Black Friday to Small Business Saturday. And let me tell you, I took advantage of Black Friday. I popped my head into a small business on Saturday. One of our board members picked up her cards this Saturday from this organization. And then, of course, I attacked everything on Cyber Monday, but that's neither here nor there. All right. Small Business Saturday. We've been talking about it for at least a good month or two, but holiday season it's here. So Hanukkah's around the corner, Christmas, New Year's, you can be thinking about next year's holidays, but nevertheless, it's time to spread some joy and goodwill. So it's time to thank our professional colleagues, time to thank our doctors, our nurses, express our love to our family and our friends. And it's also a great way to help a small business whose goal is to help other nonprofit organizations. So helping us by purchasing cards enables us to continue the initiatives that we're doing within the community. But they've got great cards, this organization. They're all different price points as well. You can get them personalized, gold foil, embossed, all the other terminologies, but you should check them out. It's more than cards. There's a link on this page. I think there's probably still time to order your box of cards if you want to, and just know that a percentage of your purchase will be given back to us. Just throwing it out there. I personally, we send cards. I love getting cards. I love getting mail. So I'm sure that other people must love getting mail as well. And so
That's not bills.
That's not a bill.
Yeah.
Yeah. I get so, can we talk about this for a second? I don't know about you, but I'm getting an inordinate amount of junk mail right now. Overwhelmed. I mean, I know it happens around election time. So much that's getting
Election
sent
time, Medicare time, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
Medicare. I also start to get a lot from other nonprofits like animal-based organizations, which is wonderful. But then I get a lot of nonprofits. And I worked for an organization that actually put these packets together. I worked for them for a few years. So they are a direct mail organization, but it's, you're getting sample cards, you're getting sample return address labels. I don't know if you guys are finding you're being overwhelmed as well.
Somewhat.
Yes.
Somewhat.
Not any worse than usual.
Yeah. But what about phone calls?
Oh, phone calls are always terrible.
So bad.
I was
Now-
getting all the political phone calls for a while. I was over it.
But are you getting the Medicare phone call about your plastic card that's coming in the mail any day now? I get that every single day.
Yeah, I do too. I started getting AARP stuff when I was 47. I'm like, what the heck?
Do you get the Social Security? Because if you're on disability, I get the disability calls about, we want to contact you about your back brace for your pain. I get that every single day.
Yeah, they want to know about your durable medical equipment so they can get money from Medicare.
So bad. So bad. It's like, 'tis the season. Don't bombard us with all these spam calls that too many people fall for. It's very sad. I like the one that I get every year. I get a couple from whomever that tell me about the warrant that's out for my arrest for not returning the rental car in Texas. So I say, well, I personally
that's
would.
you. Okay.
That was me. It's me.
It's you.
I would like to wait until they come arrest me. And they're like, you mean you don't want to settle this out of court? I'm like, no, I'm feeling pretty confident. I'm feeling pretty good about my chances, and I'll just keep waiting for them to knock on the door. Yeah. God. So annoying. Scam, capital S. All right. Let's move on to Share With You Sunday. I love this little picture here. All right. So as the article 30 Tips for Coping with Chronic Illness During the Holiday Season, which was written by Charlotte Hilton Anderson, in Creaky Joints, which I didn't even know, I never heard of that before. Can't even say creakyjoints.org. There's something about it. It's going to make me laugh. All right. What Charlotte said is, you want it to be the most wonderful time of year, but you want it to be the most wonderful time of the year, but fatigue and pain and brain fog. These stress soothing tips that she gives below can help you have a happier and healthier holiday season in spite of chronic illness. So I think we all can agree that having gone through what we go through, even though we want it to be so magical and wonderful, I don't know about you, but I can set up the little teeny baby tree that we have, and then I'm ready to take a nap. Or I'm tired thinking about what I have to cook or what I have to wrap. It's like, it is overwhelming. And I think that depending on how you're feeling, I just had this conversation with my cardiologist. She's like, how's your blood pressure been running? And because I don't have part of my intestine from Crohn's disease, sometimes I absorb my meds, sometimes I don't. When I do absorb them, I'm like at 100/56. So I am down for the count. And when I don't absorb them, I'm like at 138 or 140/90. So I'm miserable and I'm down for the count. So having to ramp up and then be on for the holiday season for me is personally very difficult. And I'm curious to know what your guys' thoughts are before we get into the 30 tips. Chris, any thoughts?
My blood pressure hovers right around like 120, in the 120s, like over, I don't know, low 70s. Which you mentioned Social Security disability. Just got my denial letter from the judge, so that was my third time now. So now
so
I get to
sorry.
appeal. Now I get to appeal that and wait, Lord knows how long.
Mhm.
Because according to him, I'm improving. I'm not. There's nothing wrong with me.
Mm.
So, hey, but like you said, and I think 4 or 5 other people have told me it's literally my age.
It is.
Because I'm under 40 years old.
Yeah.
They're gonna have to pay me for longer. So, but yeah, no, my blood pressure's fine. I have become anemic over the last 2 months, so I had to start taking iron.
Mhm.
That I feel like that plays a pretty big role in how I feel lately. The iron. I felt like I felt like I was doing better without the iron, but um, uh, yeah, and then I gotta get blood work done like every 2 weeks right now. But no, I think I know when when November 1st hit, naturally my holly jolly wife was like, "Time to put the Christmas stuff up," and that was something I was regretting for like the entire month of October, because Lord knows she would have put it up then if she could have. You just getting all the stuff up. Honestly, I didn't put up the tree. I didn't decorate the tree. I didn't put up any of the stuff outside that she always wants. I just got it out of the garage. That's it. And that was enough for me. I was done. I think I took a 3-hour nap after that.
Yeah.
That was enough to wear me out, and it we adopted a family through the Salvation Army this year, and then we adopted like four kids off the angel tree. So we went, and like this Saturday we went and spent a couple grand on like 10 people, and going to all these stores and all this other stuff. I mean, I think I went to bed Saturday night at like 7:30. I mean, I was done.
It's exhausting, the holiday season.
It
And
is.
unless you're in our world, I don't think very many people really understand it. Karen, what are your thoughts?
I've just, we have a small family, and my children are adults, and so there's just not an expectation that, it's going to be the focal point here anymore. So it's been fine. Like I said, Thanksgiving was very small, but even a small meal, you still have to make all the stuff. But I'm very grateful and thankful. My husband, he can cook anything I can, so it wasn't like I was doing the meal. We were doing the meal, and he was probably doing more of it than I did. And we put the tree up today, but we just put it up. I said, let's decorate it tomorrow. So it's fine. I've just learned to slow everything down.
That's the key. And it's okay
Yeah.
to go slower. That's what I
Yeah.
need to work on,
Yeah.
accepting slower. Jenny, got any thoughts?
Oh,
Just got up.
no,
She was
I'm back.
drifting away.
I came back. She caught me. What for me, I think it's just realizing there are going to be limitations, and just be careful if you don't overdo it. Make sure that you're stopping some of the things in the 30 tips. You gotta to me, the meditate and what I'm thankful for is a huge thing.
Yeah.
I try and wake up and be grateful for something every day. That's a big, I used to keep a journal, but it got to be like a task just to write things down in a journal. And I didn't want it to be a task. I wanted it to be something that was meaningful and that was natural to me. So I kind of do it just, by myself. It's a thought, when I wake up. I think it's really important to be grateful, and then realize that people around you love you no matter what.
Mm-hmm. Even if you're going slower.
Yeah,
If you're going slower.
exactly.
Yep.
So don't worry about what other people think or expect of you. You have to set your own limitations and live your best life
Mhm.
the way you know how.
Yep.
And not jump around trying to excel and
Mhm.
exceed everyone's expectations, because you're going to set yourself up for failure.
Oh, yes. I know that way too well. I think that's probably one of my hardest. It's been that way. I think I moved slower in the beginning. And then I remember there was a time, because it's been almost 8 years for me. There was a time where I remember thinking, this is not going to last. I'm going to get to the point where I go back to living my amped up life, my 16 screens minimized in my life. And life's going to pass me by again, or I'm going to get tired and I'm going to overwork myself. And it happened. It's like as soon as you start to feel glimpses of your old self, you don't even realize it and you fall back into old patterns. And so now I'm getting back into it's okay to take that breather. It's
And
okay.
it's really, really,
Yeah.
really hard. It's
Yeah.
hard, frustrating, because you think I'm not enough.
Right.
Well,
You're
guess
right.
what? You are enough.
Yep. Right.
Says who,
Let's go through these 30 tips. I'm just going to read through them and we can talk about them if they resonate with you. But all right, make cooking assignments. I feel like you should make life assignments, but these again are the 30 tips that help you have a happier, healthier holiday season with a chronic illness. Okay, so make cooking assignments, set a hard end time, which I know is very hard, especially if you're having a party, you're having people over, but sometimes you need to set a hard ending time. As Jenny was mentioning, meditate on what you're thankful for. Not everybody takes time to do some meditation, but even if you just spend some time at the end of the day and just think about some things you're thankful for. Plan a recovery day into your schedule. I do that. I do that. Drive 2 cars to holiday parties. I think the point is have your escape route. That's what I read into that is be able to leave when you are feeling, as my husband calls it, that you're at the warning track. When you see that warning track, you don't want to get on it because then you're already too late. Kind of like when you're taking some medication for pain, you want to stay ahead of that pain versus playing catch up. Same thing here. You don't want to play catch up to your fatigue. Turn your bedroom into an escape room. I like to make my bathroom be like a spa bath. It definitely, if you guys saw it, I mean, it looks like a spa. I have a gazillion candles. I've got a ton of mermaids everywhere, different lighting, ambient lighting, and I have some great music that plays in there. That was always my dream. So we made that happen. And that is my little like domain to relax. Keep to your regular sleep schedule. I find that challenging with TikTok, but I do make every attempt as much as I can. I get sucked into the vortex. All right, do what you love to do. That's key critical. Practice saying no and meaning it. Also hard. Prep as much as you can. And I guess that would be prepping, whether you're cleaning, whether you're cooking. Just start doing things a little bit ahead of time. Get a good power nap. I love a good power nap. I really do. Invest in an Instapot. Okay, that's going to be a whole other day's topic because I don't have one. I'm the only person that doesn't have an Instapot yet. I
don't know what that is.
crock pot. No, anybody on the call have an Instapot?
Hold a second. Nobody here has an Instant Pot but me.
Josh, why don't you explain what an Instapot is?
Okay. An Instant Pot is it's a pressure cooker. But it's also like, let's say I was going to do a stew, right? And I had a hunk of meat. Instead of it taking like 8 hours, it'll take like an hour and 45 minutes.
Oh, okay.
Right? You can boil eggs in there in like 2 minutes.
Much faster than a crock pot.
They're amazing to boil eggs, actually.
Yeah, crock pot's the opposite.
We have
Well,
two.
it's just
Right.
you can't seal it, and that's the difference. Once you seal it, the pressure's got no place to go but inside of the food.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's the concept.
Hard to dry anything out when there's like it's steam. When you pop the steam core, it whistles like a train engine.
Oh, so I bet you like chicken tastes really nice and juicy and moist, and veggies are probably good.
Well, when you're doing the stew, a good tip for Instant Pot cookers is the last leg of that, after you do after you pull the steam out, then drop
Hmm.
your vegetables in there, because they'll just turn to mush inside of there
Right.
if you leave them in there for an
Yeah.
hour at high temperature.
Okay.
They'll just melt.
Okay.
So
Do you have an air fryer too?
no, I want one of those though.
Okay.
I
Yeah,
went
I
up
don't have
to
one of
a
those yet.
buddy's house, and his wife was experimenting with air fried chicken, and let me tell you,
Mm,
Amazing.
That's what I hear.
amazing. Yes, 100%.
Okay. Okay.
Instant pots for
Good things to
holidays,
know.
guys. Start shopping.
Instapot. Hey, well, we all missed out on the sales, but there's probably still really good sales today. So check it out. All right. Thanks for sharing that. Toast the new year with sparkling cider. Practice safety precautions. Give a gift to charity. Ding, ding. 2 words, disposable everything. I could not agree more. Come up with a code word. Now, I will say my husband and I, we do have that. So we go to parties. There's always, we like, all right, what's the code word? In case one of us needs to leave and we don't want to just blatantly be like, we got to go now. We're done. I've hit my wall. We have a code word. Get your meds pre-authorized. And I do think that there's some merit in this, especially as you get into any of those holidays, because your pharmacies are closing early, your doctor's offices could be closed. I know mine were closed the day after Thanksgiving. And if you need anything, you're kind of out of luck. So that's something to consider. Write thank you cards for your doctors and nurses. I mean, you could do that. You can also send emails. You can send messages if you're friends with them on social media, but they do like to hear from their patients or survivors. Create flexibility in your work schedule. If you work, check out local disability services, make a playlist of your favorite holiday tunes, order groceries and presents online. Yes, but I do like going and buying things. I like the whole process of retail therapy. I like going to the register, I like leaving, and then I like returning. So it gives me something to do. How about you guys? I do like buying online because I love when things come to the house, but I love going to Old Navy. It's a problem. It's a problem. I don't even know what I buy. I just want to buy, and then the next day I can go back and return. It's so bad. I'm creating the crisis with retail, single-handedly, but I enjoy it so much. All right. Where were we? Okay, buy special scissors and tape. If you find any, please send them to me. I'm not too sure what they mean by this, although I do love this double sticky tape for when I'm wrapping presents. I do like that. Or stick to gift bags, which I do love gift bags too, but there really is something to getting something wrapped and getting to rip off the paper, even though isn't paper kind of like a waste because we just rip it off and we can reuse a gift bag. So pros and cons. Don't be afraid to make a new tradition. I just saw one on TikTok. They had a bowl. It's just so gross now when you think of COVID. Yeah, it kind of is. Everybody, I think, had their own bowl of candy canes, maybe, and you had to transfer a candy cane with your mouth only into another bowl. That's what it was. And everybody had their own 2 bowls, and there was by a timer, and there was teams of family members, and they were just like kind of like the bobbing for apples. And this was their, I don't know, their holiday tradition.
That's kind of weird.
It's a little bizarre, right? Just going in for that candy cane. A little weird. So yeah. Yeah, we have a holiday tradition for Hanukkah because Hanukkah always fell around my parents' anniversary. And even though my father's passed, we still do it. My kids have been doing their holiday photos together since my niece was probably 2 and my son was 7. They've been doing them together every single year as soon as she could sit up like on her own. So maybe she must have been when she was 1. And every year, it started off with the really nice ones that like the picture people. And then it morphed into some really crazy. We took a trip one time to the shore during the winter season to get them at that old time photo booth. And then 2020 was the best because we took them out to a park. So we were social distanced and they were in hazmat suits with masks on, just jumping and throwing leaves. And that was their holiday photos. You'd have to see it. And then one year we did a recreation. They recreated childhood pictures. And then my sister and I recreated a picture that we took when we were taking a bath. I don't know. That's our traditions. We do some crazy things. Pictures though, a lot of fun. All right. I thought this said, don't be afraid to play with the neighbor and shovel their porch. Okay. Pay the neighbor kid to shovel your porch. Pay the neighbor kid to shovel any snow. We should not be shoveling. We should not be raking leaves. Pay anybody. Get that snow shoveled by somebody else. Call ahead to restaurants and venues. I guess they're assuming we should just make our life easier and make sure you always have a reservation. I didn't know that people actually do walk-ins to restaurants anymore, because we always make a reservation, because I have somehow become that person that shows up for dinner at 5:30. Not because I'm getting it less money, but because I like to be done eating a lot earlier now than when I was younger. I can't believe I actually ate at like 9 o'clock at night, and now I'm asleep by 9. Okay. Do some mall walking. My mall is just dead. There's like 5 stores in the mall. It is definitely not like it was when we all worked in malls, which I'm sure probably all of us, except for Chris, because you're a lot younger than us. We all worked in the malls when malls were like the greatest thing in the world. But now that they're so empty, it's a great place to walk and just listen to holiday music. And then the last one was forgive loved ones for not being there when you need them or when they're able to. So I'm going to just be quiet and let you all share your thoughts about some of these 30 tips, or add to it and give us what your holiday tips, your tips to make it through the holiday season with a chronic illness. And we'll go with Jenny first.
Hmm.
Put you on the spot.
You're whispering something?
I said I put you on the spot.
Put me on the spot. That's exactly right. Well, one of my tips is, again, I think you need to make plans, because, and then stick to them, because then you won't, if you plan it out and plan a specific time for start and stop, like in the suggestions we just read through, I think you're going to go a lot further, a lot longer. You won't have to worry about, oh, how long am I going to be there? Just say, I'm going to stay at this party until X o'clock.
Right.
And then I'm going to leave, and I'm going to explain when I get there to the hostess, I'm sorry, I have, something. I don't know if you want to make something up, or if you want to talk about, I need to keep on a certain schedule, something like that. But I would not feel bad about that at all.
Okay. I like that.
Making a point to, plan ahead and say, I know I get tired at this time, or there are going to be a lot of people there. I have a problem being around hordes of people. If there are 20 people somewhere, because I live alone, so I always get like claustrophobic or something. So I always end up in the kitchen cleaning or doing something else. And then you get tired, and then, one thing leads to another, and you can get run down, and you don't want to do that. So I think making plans and sticking to them is a big one.
I like that. I like that. Karen, what are your thoughts?
I really practice the going to bed at your regular time. I just got back from visiting some friends out on the East Coast, and every night, 8:30 or whatever, I said, I'll see you, and one of them, they stay up till 1 o'clock in the morning. I don't know how they do it. But I guess for me, the biggest one in the holidays is no one is going to miss if you don't bake anything. When I think about how my mother used to bake and bake and bake, and I don't know, I don't bake it. I'm a good baker, but it's not like I bake bad stuff, but people don't miss it. And you can always go to the bakery and buy cookies and pack them up if you want, Right. So I saved myself a lot of hassle by not worrying about that anymore. So
that's a good one. It's one less thing to make, to buy, to make, and to clean up.
I agree.
That's right. That's right.
Chris, what are your thoughts?
The walking the mall, I just did that yesterday. Got literally everything already bought for my wife, so that was pretty awesome.
I was gonna say, don't say what it is, because she could watch this.
She'll already know. Like it's never a surprise, and frankly, even if she loved it at this point, I figured it out last night, and I confronted her about it. I'm like, you know what? You've never once ever kept a Christmas gift I bought you. Not once. it's always been returned. And she's like, no, she's like, I kept that purse that you got me, the Michael Kors purse, whenever we first got together. I'm like, didn't you use it for like a week or two? And she's like, no, it was like 2 months. I'm like, so it's just been sitting in the back of the closet for 10 years for no reason. You've never even looked at it again, ever. So yeah, she'll already know. But which is why I keep receipts for everything so that she can just take it all back. Yeah, and then she'll end up at like Sephora or Ulta or something like that. I was real confused about the special tape and scissors and all that stuff, but then I remembered last year we got these, and
What's that?
it's a scissor, but it goes over your wrapping paper, the tube of wrapping paper, and then there's a razor blade right here, and then you just slide it, and it cuts the razor blade, it cuts it on the line perfectly for you. You don't even have to use scissors. We got a 2-pack of them off of Amazon for like $15.
Wow.
They're called Little Elf, but
Gotta love Amazon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm writing that down.
Little Elf, and like I said, they go right over the tube of wrapping paper, and then it's got a tiny little razor blade. You can't even cut yourself on it, but it's got a little razor blade, and you just slide it on there, and it cuts it perfect line for you every time.
Very good.
So yeah, those have been cool. That's I think that's my biggest issue is like whenever I want to like when I get the opportunity, I'm like, hey, I want to spend money today.
Mhm.
Honestly, I hate doing it online because I want it right now. Like I'm like J.G. Wentworth. Like it's mine. I want it now.
Mhm.
That's just I want to spend the money right then and there, and I want to see it. So a lot of times I end up at like Cabela's or Bass Pro or something.
Mhm.
Well, I used to. I can't go hunting and all that junk now. So, but
I hear you.
but if I spend money, like I want to go do it now. But even then, like walking around like grocery shopping or something like that, like that. I mean, you get me in there for more than 45 minutes, I'm gonna be a real cranky person. I'm not happy about it. Especially with the neuropathy in my left leg. It's gotten substantially worse. Over the last 6-7 months. So I mean, that makes it pretty difficult. But
Yeah.
yeah,
All right. I like that. I wrote it down. Little Elf. I'm
Little
looking
Elf.
that up. Wrapping paper cutter.
Yep.
I like that.
Mm-hmm.
All right. That is our Share With You Sunday. Let's talk about a couple things. We have a support group meeting tomorrow night, which is the 30th, the last Wednesday of the month at 7 p.m. with a special guest, Dr. Stacy Fisher, cardiologist geneticist, and she is going to be there just taking your questions, just chatting. It's definitely a more intimate setting than when I do a live event with her and I ask her questions. So if you haven't been to a support group meeting in a while, you will get that email letting you know the link that you can join. And if you would like to join, there is links that we can put up here. And they're also in the event section. If you pull up November 30th, you will see that there's a link to fill out a form. You fill it out once, you're notified of all of those support group meetings. We also have another one coming up the following week, which is the first Tuesday of the month at 12 p.m. Eastern as well. Now, other events that we are getting ready to post are December events, but I'm just going to tell you about them outside of our normal support group meetings, which is 2 for the entire community, 2 for our caregivers. We also have a special guest live event happening on December 15th at 7 p.m. Eastern. That is with Amy Wagner. She is a licensed clinical social worker, LCSWC. We're going to be talking about all things mental health, medical trauma, PTSD. What are the differences and how should we be phrasing these and what can we do about them and how you can self-identify if you're struggling and who you can talk to. So everything, all the questions that you would have, we're going to be here to answer them for you. On 12/20, December 20th at I believe it's at 7 p.m. I'll triple check the time. Rare Patient Voice. We often talk about this organization. They provide anonymous surveys to individuals specifically about your medical condition or conditions. And because you sign up, the one time you sign up, Aortic Hope receives $10 from the organization. And then you have the ability to earn money by participating in these surveys. So the more you tell them about yourself, the more likelihood you have that you'll receive something in an email. And they can pay anywhere from, let's say, $25 to $150, $200. And that's just for taking your time. And you're answering questions, yes, for pharmaceutical or for medical device companies, but also for nursing students, for the direct medical communities that impact the physicians. So it really is assisting a wide variety of organizations and people, and it is anonymous, and they do pay quickly for those, the completion of those surveys if you're qualified. Now,
And again, you're going to put that information.
Rare Patient Voice is, I believe, in our resources section, but we can also
Yes,
post
it
that
is.
here
It
too.
is.
And we can put that link here too. And you can sign up at any time, but these events will be listed underneath of our events section. Yep. We have two new directors with us. Jenny is here with us right now. She is our new Director of Administrative Services. She will be helping
Woohoo!
us with all kinds of administrative projects. Some we're keeping under wraps. Other things are the stuff that, organizations need to do, and we are forever grateful. In addition, we also have, and I hope I'm not butchering his name, Ryan Rodamer or Rodamer. You know what? I didn't clarify, and if I did, I don't remember.
I think you're right.
Rodamer. I think I'm right. He is our Director of Genetic Education. So he has been a genetic counselor and been talking to families like ours and asking all the important questions. And he is going to be on hand to answer your questions. So he's not only going to allow us to feature his survivor story, but we're hoping to do a live event with him. We're hoping to have him interacting more with everyone and making himself available for any of your genetic-based questions, and just to bring some more awareness and education about aortic disease. And something else I was going to say, but now I don't remember what it is. So, yes, I do.
Live Survivor Series this Saturday,
Yes,
the 3rd at
do.
1 p.m.
We
featuring Rob Seltzer.
Yes, that is going to be, you're right. That has to be pushed. We love when we have an opportunity to have somebody go live and share their story. I mean, that takes talking about a lot of courage. That takes a lot of courage to do it. We appreciate it. It gives us an opportunity to interact and ask some questions. And of course, then that story lives on our YouTube channel. So definitely check that out. And you know what's around the corner? 31 days of hope and joy. If you have not been part of Aortic Hope during the month of December, and you are on Facebook, you are going to enjoy this. It is an opportunity. Even if you're not on Facebook, we present the opportunities to you on our website. And what we do is we just pose 31 questions throughout the month that get you thinking about different things that make you feel hopeful or make you feel joy. It can be on National Cookie Day, what your favorite cookie is. It could be your favorite song, Broadway musical, favorite book, rock song. It's everything. We just come up with 31 different questions now. If you're on Facebook, it is an opportunity for you to potentially win some prizes. It's a fun month. We really kind of avoid any of the specific aortic disease talk unless a really important article comes out, because we really want to have you have an opportunity to just take a break and enjoy before we start presenting what we've got cooking for 2023, which is some pretty cool stuff. And we're going to talk about that at some point in December. So, everybody, that's what I got. Any final thoughts from all of you?
I think you've covered everything.
I kind of think so too.
Yep.
I think I'm batty tired. It's been a lot. Yeah. Karen, how are you doing? Any final thoughts?
Nope, doing okay. Just
Always good to see you.
snowing outside. We've got about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 inches already.
And where are
So
you?
We'll see. I'm in Minnesota.
You're
Yeah,
Minnesota.
I'll be at Rock from the Heart. I'll see you in February.
Yes, I'll be the one with some crazy Rick Springfield shirt on. I'll be in the front row screaming and crying like a nut job, and I'll be talking and meeting all of you. So I cannot wait to see you. And I hope it's not snowing. I don't want to get snowed in. I don't want to.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm also going to Paisley Park because it's like a pilgrimage for me. I have to pay homage. I'd rather do that than Mall of America. I went to Mall of America back in the day when people were still getting married in there in their wedding chapel, and they had nightclubs and upstairs, and it was
Who
just
gets
different.
married in a mall?
People.
They had a
who think
wedding
it's fun.
chapel there.
Mhm.
Yeah, they had a wedding chapel there. They did quite a robust business.
Oh yeah, you
It
could like
just
get
closed
your wedding
down.
dress.
It just closed. Yep, and it just closed down, and
Mhm.
it did because the woman retired, and there were people that wanted to buy the business, but she didn't want to sell it. So it wasn't, it's not because there was not still a demand for people to get
Mhm.
married there.
That is crazy.
It
Yeah.
is crazy. The first time I went there,
I mean, I'm not judging. I'm just like, who does
no,
that?
it's because it's fun. It's like being in Vegas. But the first time I went there, I went down the log flume and then we went outside and my hair froze because it had water in my hair. And I remember going to see Tony and Tina's wedding, which was like a off-Broadway interactive event, right? And I had to walk, I'm going to say it must have been like 3 blocks, and I wanted to take a cab because I went outside. It's like the moisture on my eyeball was freezing. I'm like, and there are people without jackets on dancing in the street. Like, you guys were all insane. It was so cold. It was brutally cold. Brutal. The first time I went to Rock from the Heart, it was that cold and we got snowed in. And I took a cab and the guy's like, you do realize it's like around the corner. I'm like, it is worth every penny for me to get into this hot car. I'm not walking. So it's very, very chilly in your Minnesota. Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't like
Dress
it.
warm. It's the end of February.
Yeah, I will. But you know what the great thing about this Rock from the Heart event is? It's all right, like right there. Like the symposium is in the hotel, and I believe the Fillmore is not far away from that, right?
Right, right.
And I think you can connect a little bit through the buildings, the endless mazes. At some point, though, you have to be outside, like maybe right around Fifth Avenue. But that's kind of fun because then you can take a picture under the star of the nightclub. But that's, that's on a warmer, a little bit more milder day. The last time I was there, it was pretty mild. It was really nice. This is your first time going to the event?
Yes,
Oh my gosh, I can't wait to meet you. This is
Yeah.
so very exciting.
yes.
Very exciting. All right, Chris, you got any parting words?
Nope.
Nope. Chris? Nope. Ain't got nothing.
No.
How much longer do you have to go in school?
2 more years for my bachelor's in business.
For your master's?
For bachelor's.
Oh, for your bachelor's, it's gonna fly by. It's gonna fly
and
by.
then, and then my last year, I kind of decided for my last year, I've been working on a lot of honors stuff
Mm-hmm.
for the bachelor's, but for my last year, it's like a hybrid thing to where I get my bachelor's degree, but I also get my first year working towards my doctorate.
Wow.
So I decided I wanted to be a 40-year-old student in law school.
Okay. That's great.
Um,
That's wonderful.
Social Security
really
has
good.
screwed me. Social Security screwed me enough. I'm ready to be a lawyer now. So
Okay. I say go for it. Go for it.
I got nothing
All
to
right.
lose.
We're so happy that we got to have all of you here today. Thank you so much for joining me. And to everybody who was watching, don't forget to click like, please click the bell and share, leave a comment. Sharing's important. It helps other people find out about us, and then they can start receiving the same hope and support and awareness and education that you do. And we will be back next Monday, which is our normally regularly scheduled date at 3 p.m. Eastern. And again, thank you so much. And we'll all talk soon. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.